The most asked question that I get, can you just tell me what practice management system is best? Here's the thing, the tech stack of most accounting firms is this hodgepodge taped together mishmash of a bunch of stuff. And the reason is that the app at the core of your firm is probably not the right app. No amount of duct tape will fix that issue. So if you are a firm under 100 employees, I have no tech advice for you unless you are on one of these systems. Xero Practice Manager. Xero has a practice management system? What? I will admit, it is a little long in the teeth, but if you are a Xero firm, it's pretty good. And there's some pretty compelling Xero integrations here. One of the cool things they did well in this product from the very early days, managing requests. You know just how much I love requests. Link in the video description. There's gonna be links to all of these down there. Arrow Workflow. This is workflow for accountants, designed by accountants. Some of these PMs were actually built by accounting firms that decided to go out and build their own thing. This is one of them. This one's got a little bit of a different spin that is built around your services a little bit more than explicit tasks, or at least how tasks tie into your services. If you've gone down the path of productization, you know just how important SOPs are. Pixie, get your firm running like clockwork. Thousands of accountants worldwide. This one's big in the UK, and they got some pretty cool AI stuff in the pipeline. You may have seen on my daily pod, I've been sharing some of that. First and foremost, Pixie came about specifically as a platform for managing your accounting practice. Lissio, this one's a little different. This is a client communication layer. Everything you and your clients need to work together. That animation. So messaging, email, tasks, all the back and forth you gotta do with your client, that's what Lissio is really focused on. Now you will notice I am only including tools from the accounting space on this list. Where's my ClickUp, my Notion, my Trello? Number of reasons for this. The big one is AI is changing what we are going to be asking of these tools in very much more domain specific ways. AI agents is the big one. Agents that actually go out and do accounting work. We've been talking about this on the daily pod. Put the most relevant episode up here. But that's why I'm especially excited about how companies in our accounting ecosystem are investing in this stuff. Senta Practice Management. This is a big one if you are into integrations. Got some killer native integrations, but also a really, really deep Zapier integration. Count is an up and comer in the space that has been growing pretty fast. They got a lot of really impressive features, and they've got an AI beta that they just opened up. Excited to see what's in there. Mango Practice, all-in-one practice management system by accountants or accountants. Probably bumped into Mango if you have been at many of the accounting conferences out there. That is one of the litmus tests for me of the legitimacy of a platform. Are they investing in being at this stuff, at gathering feedback? Some of these tools are really pushing to be everything all in one. Mango is one of those. CRM, e-signature, document management. Carbon, big difference with Carbon. It is very email centric. So it is the home of how you manage all of your work, but email triage is at the center of that. It's almost like a help desk app married with a practice management system. Also recently introduced some cool AI functionality that you may have seen me talking about in some of my other videos. Keeper, one app to run your bookkeeping bit. Who's that guy? So Keeper is like a month-end close app. It is one place to manage all of the month-end closes of your client. It's got a deep integration with the QuickBooks ledger. Actually Xero now too, so it's actually pulling detailed ledger information back and forth. Now, Keeper's not really a practice management app, and you could say, for example, Lissio earlier is not either, but whether these are practice management apps, CRMs, it all gets pretty blurry. But the way I think about it is what is your, to use a sports analogy, first round draft pick? What is that tool that is encompassing so much of your business that you need to pick it first and then build the rest of your stack around it? These tools to me are your first round draft picks. And I see too many firms on really bad tools that don't do enough and then try to glue in a whole bunch of other things to shore it up when the issue is that core tool. CoPilot, a relatively new kid on the block that is now focusing on accounting practices. It's actually their largest segment. Big difference with them. They're looking at the client experience mainly and building a super flexible platform for interacting with your clients. Jetpack Workflow, one of the OG cloud practice management systems. Know a bunch of people that use this one. They've also got a lot of great content around running more productive firms. You may have seen their podcast. Canopy, unclunk your accounting firm. Another one of the practice management systems trying to roll all that stuff into one, from file management to tasks. Your client portal. May have seen recently they're doing some cool new stuff with AI as well. Firm 360, another practice management system that was built by a firm because they just didn't like what was out there. As you might have guessed, the 360 means they're doing a lot of it. Project management, document management, time and billing. Now, two things you may have noticed are not on this list. One, Excel. Just stop it. If you're managing your work on Excel, take one of these tools for a spin. It's not as big a lift as you're thinking just to get started, and you will never go back to Excel. Second, you'll notice no practice management systems from US tax vendors. Yep, That was not a mistake. Right now, if you run a firm under 100 employees, and I'm open to being convinced otherwise, those practice management systems that they sucker you into with the bundle discounts with your tax software, there is no amount of money that makes those systems worth using right now. And don't get me started on the whole, integrate with your tax software. You talk with anybody that's actually using those things, and they will tell you how they're either not enjoying using those things or how much better they like one of the ones on this list. But again, maybe we do this video again in 12 months. I'm open to being convinced otherwise. Elephant. Actually, another example of a practice management system built by a firm. This is a newer one that is trying to capture kind of like a more comprehensive thing. Didn't want this fragmented system, do all that stuff in one place. TaxDome, this is one of the only ones specifically built with tax workflows in mind. The strength of TaxDome is being able to automate specific workflow pipelines. Client Hub, this is a client workflow centric platform. If you watch this channel much, you know that I think there is massive time savings to be had on streamlining exactly how you request information, how you manage follow-ups with clients. That's the thinking behind Client Hub. Make that client interaction as smooth as possible. And Financial Sense, how accounting firms get work done. Another sort of all-in-one package that's actually making a push into some AI features as well. Now that is a lot, and you are now overwhelmed, and I get it. But there is no bigger investment for your firm than to get this decision right. And the one thing I'm always shocked by is how differently people run their firms, and many of these tools are kind of developed through those different lenses. So as much as I would like to say this one is the best, there is no shortcutting doing your homework, but also talking with your peers, reading the comments, seeing who's having the great experiences and who are like, yeah, no, we did that one over this one for reasons XYZ. Now, the sponsor of this video, let me tell you why they think the first thing you ought to be thinking about here is the client experience. Let's talk about CoPilot. If you move to a new practice management system and you train all of your clients on that new system, but then you change your mind and you want to go to something else, pulling that rug up on all that client training, changing all of your expectations of your clients, that is a big time oof. And that's why CoPilot, they went client experience first. And they did so in a hyper flexible way. Don't think of this as here's how to build your client portal. Think of this as here's a platform to build the portal of your dreams. Totally customizable. Embed stuff even from other systems into there if you want. Put different systems behind it. So if you ever do want to change those systems that you are doing your work on, you can keep the same client experience. It's fully customizable. You make it whatever you want it to be. That is CoPilot's approach. Start with the client experience and build your stack behind it. Thank you to CoPilot for sponsoring this video. Now you tell me, what did we miss here? What are your first round draft picks? If they're on this list or if they're not on the list. If you're a software company, this is your chance to get chilling in the comments. Surely we missed somebody cool. That's just the nature of these lists. And check out this video where a bunch of these companies actually pitched me on their apps.